Hello, my dear viewers, and welcome to the Earth Monitor channel. I'm now going to present you with a little overview of our November 2021 newsletter. In this bulletin, we'll present various stories associated with environmental hazards and climate change. I hope you like the content. If you do, please don't hesitate to subscribe or leave us a message, leave us a like, or check us on the other platform, Facebook and Instagram. All the links are reported below. Let's start with earthquakes. The most notable earthquakes took place in Peru, in an Amazonian region of Peru, a very remote area. It was a 7.5 magnitude. It took place on the 29th of November. But because it was struck in such a remote area, there was not much damage to the local population or infrastructure. Another two notable seismic events took place respectively in Japan and Guatemala. The one in Japan was a 6.6 near Okinawa, while the 6.4 struck near the coast of Nicaragua. Both tremors were felt by the local population, but not damage. Substantial damage was reported. In terms of volcano, I would like to, the headline for this category was the ongoing eruption of the Cumbre Vieja volcanic complex in the islands of Las Palmas in the Gran Canarias in Spain. This ongoing eruption started originally on the 19th of September, is now reaching almost its 80 days of eruption, so is approaching its new record. The previous longest eruption was dated in the 17th centuries. This one looks like to continue and to break that record, and unfortunately the eruption, many scientists and the local population believe that it was almost over the end of November, but the volcanic complex found some new vigor, and another 7 or 8 vents opened up on the northeastern crater, initiating new lava flows, which one of them apparently is taking a new course and is threatening evacuated land, roads and homes. The situation is still critical, and scientists are not able to tell when the eruption will come to an end. In a study which was conducted over 10 years, scientists have finally understood the meaning of a vast mass of pumice rock which was discharged by a submarine volcano in 2012. Scientists back then were puzzled by the size of the phenomena, and they couldn't fully understand what happened. Now, apparently, after several studies, they concluded that this was the result of the biggest submarine eruption that took place in the 20th century. To put some context to this eruption, it was bigger than the one that affected Mount St. Helens in America in 1983. Scientists have also conducted research and detected the deepest earthquakes ever at a staggering 467 miles underground. This is 751 kilometers roughly. The depth puts the quake in the lower mantle, where seismologists expected earthquakes to be impossible. Another pool of scientists is preparing to drill the crater area of the Krafla volcano in Iceland with the aim of creating the world's first underground magma observatory. If this experiment goes well and the scientists manage to create this observatory, it will allow the scientific community to access new data on the dynamic flow of magma underground and to possibly help them in monitoring and forecasting new eruption in the future. Okay, this was the earthquakes and volcano section. We're now going to have a quick look at the extreme temperatures and wildfire. This story is basically associated with climate change and mutating climatic conditions around the world. The first story is a study that was published in Nature magazine towards the mid-November, I believe, and it's basically saying how several regions in the Middle East and North Africa will become uninhabitable within 30 years because scientists believe this region will experience temperatures of up to 60 degrees Celsius, which will make life impossible for humans. Another study examined 4 decades of data, and they were looking basically at bird species in the Amazon basin, and they discovered that some species of birds are basically mutating physically to respond to climate change. So basically they're trying to adapt to new climatic conditions, and apparently some of these species are actually shrinking in size. In terms of wildfire, I think the main area affected on the planet in November were Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana in the US, which faced evacuation as wildfires fueled by strong winds burn some local mountain ranges. Also, Israel experienced some wildfires and a huge dust storm which blanketed the country's sky, causing extreme levels of air pollution. Okay, let's now jump to have a quick look at floods and landslides. I would say that the main story in November was actually the flooding and landslide that have devastated the western seaboard of Canada and the US, months after the region suffered a record-breaking heat wave in the summer. So within 3 months, they went from extreme temperatures to be completely flooded. I mean, these cascading natural disasters have destroyed a key piece of infrastructure in British Columbia, and experts say that this will trigger a national risk assessment to prepare Canada for rapidly changing climate. Flash floods following torrential rain have killed at least 6 people in the city of Batu in East Java in Indonesia, while heavy rainfall lashed part of southern India and Sri Lanka, bringing life to a standstill and with consequent flooding. Epic flooding also were experienced in Sudan, leaving the local population and large portion of refugees living in some camps basically completely stranded without shelter and facing starvation. This is an ongoing crisis. There are approximately 35,000 people affected by this. So if you would like to help, there are some charities collecting funds to help this particular crisis. 3 people have died and a further 500 were injured, and after suffering from scorpion stings in Aswan in southern Egypt. The sudden onslaught of bites come as the animals, along with snakes, were flushed out of the normal hiding place by heavy rainfall and forced to seek shelter. This sounds like an excerpt from a horror movie. Unfortunately, is all true. Another 17 people are dead and over 100 are feared missing in flash floods in the southern Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. Thousands of people have been displaced in the Tamil Nadu region in southern India. At least 14 people have now died in weather-related incidents over the last few days. Another further 11 people were killed when a landslide in southwest Colombia department of Nariño. The country disaster relief agency believes that dozens people are still missing and where many more were injured by the landslides. In this last section, I'm gonna touch up on some of the major storms and tornadoes that have affected the planet in November. Let's start with some statistical data. According to scientists, the storm in 2021 caused more deaths than in the US since Hurricane Maria in 2017. Also would like to report that 6 different tornadoes touched down on Long Island in New York, leaving a trail of destruction. One of these tornadoes was an F1 in the Fujita scale, which I think has a wind of approximately 90 miles an hour. So a very destructive event, which left lots of people without power. 3 people have died after Storm Arwen lashed part of the UK with high winds, rain and snow. While also a tornado also killed a person in Sicily, in the island of Sicily in Italy, an island that is usually untouched by such event. But in this particular period, I think 5 different waterspouts touched down on Pantelleria, on the islands of Pantelleria, killing a man and damaging building and farmland. With this, I conclude this little synopsis. If you want to find more information, please have a look at the newsletter. It's free and has a lot of links to hundreds of stories that have occurred in November. Have a look, see what you think, and leave us a comment below. I'm going to conclude this just by recommending a couple of books. The first one is called Islands of Abandonment, Life in the Post-Human Landscape. This book is written by Carl Flynn. explores the extraordinary places where humans no longer live or survive in tiny precarious number, to give us a possible glimpse of what happens when mankind's impact of nature is forced to stop. From Tanzanian mountains to the volcanic Caribbean, the forbidden areas of France to the mining regions of Scotland, Flynn brings together some of the most desolate, eerie, ravaged and polluted areas in the world, and shows how, against all odds, they offer the best opportunity for environmental recovery. The second book is called Silent Herd, Averting the Insect Apocalypse. It's written by Dave Goulson. It's an eye-opening, inspiring and riveting book. It's part a love letter to the insect world, part elegy, part rousing manifesto for a greener planet. It's a call to arms for profound changes at every level in government policy, agriculture, industry, and in our own homes and gardens. Although time is running out, it's not yet too late for insect population to recover. Hope you enjoy the newsletter, and I hope to see you soon again in the next edition in December, or in one of our other videos that will be published in the meantime. Until then, take care. Bye.